we all share the concerns together. It's how we meet the needs and how we can be an assist to all the things that you do and have the communications that make us a resource and a partner alongside. Dr. McCants-Katz, PDMPs normally include a patient's history of prescriptions for controlled substances using data submitted by pharmacies and dispensing practitioners. Under Jesse's law, a bill that I've introduced with Representative Dingell, HHS would be required to develop best practices for including a patient's history of addiction treatment with patient consent, of course, in their electronic health records. This information helps to better inform, I believe, a provider and avoids risks for relapse or dangerous side effects when a patient seeks treatment for a condition or illness separate from their addiction. And that was the genesis of this piece of legislation because of a very unfortunate outcome where things were missed. For similar reasons, should this same information be made available in PDMPs across the country as a way to better inform providers?
So those kinds of questions, I think, are best left to Congress and the administration. The administration, to my knowledge, does not have a position on that, but we would be happy to work with you and provide any technical assistance to move that forward.
I appreciate that, and I understand that a position has to be taken when the administration takes a position, but this is something that would be of great help so that we don't run amok of a lot of things that you have to consider in the day-to-day practice and meeting the needs. While we want to make sure those needs are met when we provide resources, we need the support, so we'll take you up on that.
Thank you.
Mr. Doherty, drug diversion remains a serious problem, and I've become aware of a particular challenge that exists in circumstances of in-home hospice care. DEA regulations issued in 2014 specifically forbid hospice staff from destroying leftover controlled substances unless allowed for by state law. As a result, leftover pills belong to the family, which has no legal obligation to destroy them or give them up. I believe hospice staff could play a very meaningful role in helping to prevent instances of diversion, but those regulations prohibit hospice personnel from taking a more active role in disposing or removing medications from the home. And so for the first question I would ask, is your agency willing to work with me and this committee to help establish a uniform set of practices that will allow hospice professionals better to assist families dispose of leftover drugs?
Congressman, thank you for that issue, and of course we can all look to all of our resources to do better and do more. We would be happy to work with Congress and the Department of Justice on that issue.
Well, along that line, in addition to prescription takebacks, what other opportunities exist for families in this situation to properly dispose of opioids?
Sir, DEA has been a leader in the proper disposal, safe and effective disposal of unwanted and unused prescription drugs through our Take Back initiative, as you mentioned, sir. We've run that program since 2011. We've had 13 iterations of that program, and collectively we have taken in 8.1 million pounds of unused and unwanted prescription pain medication. And we feel it's terribly important due to the fact that we need to keep these things out of the medicine cabinet. Another issue I would point to, sir, is the under CARA, we have a provision that we worked on in conjunction with our partners that allows the option to not fill a complete prescription when you are going to get your medication. We think that's certainly important for example, teenagers that have their wisdom teeth out, and you have a parent caring for them, and it's certainly ethical and reasonable to only take 5 out of 30 oxycodone if you're caring for a teenager with that procedure. So we think that's another important factor. DEA has worked hard with HHS on that issue. Thank you for your concern, sir.
We appreciate that, and we'll be looking forward to working with you. I yield back.
Chair, thank you.